Hey everyone, I'm Joel Greene and welcome to Curiosity Quest, this special 200th episode. Oh my goodness. First of all, I want to thank you, the fans, for making this possible. I never dreamed that we'd be doing 200 episodes of Curiosity Quest. I never dreamed I'd been doing it for this long, over a decade. I never dreamed that our show would be seen all over the country and now on different parts of the world on television. This is amazing, and we owe it all to you, the fans. We thank you so much for your support. We would not have this show without you. As you know, every single episode we do is based on a letter of curiosity we get from you. And then it takes you, the viewers, to actually watch the show. So we thank you so much for this. Now on today's special 200th episode, we're gonna break format a little bit, and I'm gonna actually answer some of the most common questions that I get personally. Now, in addition to being on TV, for those of you that don't know, I visit hundreds of schools. I'm in front of tens of thousands of students and adults every single year. I do anti-bullying assemblies, I do environmental assemblies, historical reenactments, make positive choice messages. So in this special episode of Curiosity Quest, I'm going to answer the most common questions that I receive both online and in person. And I'd have to say, hands down, the most common question I get is how do we choose the letter and how do we choose the location? Here's how we do this. We have been receiving thousands of letters over the years, and we thank you so much for that. A lot of letters we get are the same topics. As an example, for some reason, we get so many letters on how cheeses are made. Cheese, it's just a very popular topic. To date, we've done 4 segments on cheese, which make up 2 full episodes. We get a lot of letters on dogs. To date, we've done 5 episodes on dogs alone. Guide dogs for the blind, giant dogs, sled dogs. We've received a lot of letters on the topic of how they make shoes over the years. I mean, hundreds of letters on how shoes are made. And when we do our research, we've had a hard time finding a shoe manufacturer here in the United States. So we started looking at different types of shoes, sandals and boots. And we realized there are several boot manufacturers that we can reach out to. So we contacted 3 boot manufacturers, 2 of which got back to us. And when they got back to us, 1 stood out for me because they actually make boots for the military, for the armed forces. And so that was pretty exciting. So we selected Danner boots, and then we went back and looked at our shoe letters and our boot letters, and the letter we selected was very descriptive, talking about how they make boots that are comfortable and shoes that have different pieces to it. It was very descriptive, not just how they make boots. So we selected a very descriptive letter and a show and a place that let us come out that had a very unique twist to it. So that's how we selected Danner boots. In fact, here's a quick segment from that show.
So as we saw back in fitting, we have a completed upper with our liner material in it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a last in here.
Which is that thing we saw earlier, right?
Yep, and that last is what really forms the shape of the shoe. And this again, it's size and width specific, and it's designed for this specific product. And yeah, that's really what's gonna dictate the shape of the shoe from this point on.
Yeah, I can see he's putting on, I'm trying to do it upside down, left side basically, right? Yeah.
Yes, this would be a left side.
Left side shoe.
Yep. And
can we show that real quick? Can I pause real quick? So we turn it right there. You can tell, obviously, that's going to be, you flip it over, a left side shoe. All right. How many shoes are they doing a day?
Can't talk about that.
Oh, they're proprietary.
That's a cut line. Yeah, I can say we're making a lot of boots.
A lot. Top secret. We can't say exactly. I mean, I'm telling you, if you pull the camera that way, but no, we can't go that way. But if you did pull it that way, Brad. No, we're focusing over here. We're focusing here. There's a bunch of people on these huge machines that are doing the same thing he's doing. There's a lot of boots being made right now. Well, doing a TV show, you can imagine that another one of the most common questions that I receive is, Joel, how do I get on the show? This is pretty popular, especially when I'm out in front of students. They all want to know, how do I get on the show? Well, there's a few ways. Number 1, I can read your quest letter, obviously in the beginning of our shows. Another way is to meet me out at events like I'm here today, where we're going to be recording kids' questions. Now, if you don't live in Southern California, I know that's a little challenging, but we do post on our Facebook fan page and on our blog, our email blast, when we're going to be out recording kids' questions. So that's an easy way to get on the show. Another way is when we post out, letting people know that we're looking for you guys to create fun facts for us. That's a way, if you don't live in Southern California, to try to get on the show. So you always have to pay attention to our social media sites to see when we're looking for you to create fun facts for us. I know though, the way you want to be on the show is to have you join me on your quest. Now, we usually do these through contests, so you really have to follow us on our social media sites, have your parents follow us on our social media sites and on our email list so that you can find out when we do these. We've taken some students on some amazing adventures. Here's a couple clips of them. Well, Genevieve, because of you, Genevieve, because of you, we have made our way out here to North Carolina where we're gonna learn all about your quest idea on how to make mirrors. So let's get started on today's
Curiosity Quest!
Let's go. How many scrubbers do you see over there, Genevieve?
Well, for my estimate, I'd say about 20.
Your estimate is very good. There are 24 on each one of those sections.
Awesome!
Awesome.
Now,
Ladies and gentlemen, straight out of Southern California, Cole Marcus. Cole! What is up, man? All right.
How did you get connected with Bigfoot drumsticks? I mean, how did
It happened when I was around the age of 4.
So because of you, Jacob, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. We have Jacob and his family here to join us in Hawaii. We are gonna learn all about how sugar is made and processed and all that stuff. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm really excited.
All right, so let's begin today's
Curiosity Quest.
Let's go. All right, so I want you guys to know, I know the truth. The truth is this. You adults watch the show. I know a lot of you adults. In fact, if you're an adult right now watching the show, raise your hand. Although I can't see you, I know you're watching the show. And how do I know? Because when I am out in public, I have more adults ask me this question. Hey, Joel, I've always wondered, what is your favorite episode that you've done? Wow, 200 episodes to choose from. You know, there's nothing like rescuing sea turtles in the Florida Keys, or going to Alaska into a salmon hatchery, or, my goodness, getting to fly in a police helicopter, or building Danica Patrick's race car in North Carolina. But all those set aside, by far, my favorite episode I've ever done, and I always say this when I'm asked, is the Harlem Globetrotter show. Honestly, it was a dream come true. I literally got to play in a professional basketball game against arguably some of the most talented athletes on the planet. Now, for those of you that don't know, I love playing basketball. I try to play as often as I can. I'm not very tall. I'm not very skilled on the court, but I love playing. So to be asked to be in a professional game was a dream come true. And I actually scored 3 points in this game, although the Harlem Globetrotters did make fun of me during the game, where 8,000 plus people were watching. But it was a blast. So that is my favorite episode we've ever done.
Take your time, okay?
That's easier said than done, Stan.
Watch your handle, buddy. Valentine was yesterday.
You tell me to watch the hand. What's up, man? All right.
Listen, you're not used to it.
I'm not used to it at all.
Whatever we want.
Can I go? So another popular question that I get is, what are the most common topics that you get letters on? And if you look at our database of letters, you know, we have it broken up into food and how-to and jobs and the environment. But there's one section that's bigger than any other, and that is animals. We get so many letters on animals. And true to the letters, we've done a lot of shows on many different types of animals. In fact, here's a few clips of some of my favorites.
So hold it up high, and she's going to take it.
Oh, whoa! Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Are you ready?
Let's ride the open range. Yeah! I'll say that kind of low because I don't want him to, buck me off. That wouldn't be good. All right.
So did you think a penguin was going to feel this soft?
Absolutely not.
Oh, I can
I
translate.
think this is what they want. Yeah.
Give me food. That's what the translation is. I have dog hair in my mouth. Is that normal?
Yeah, it's very normal.
Good.
You know, there's very good vitamins in dog hair. Swing around, guys. Good doggy. Swing around. Hang on, everybody. Hang on.
Oh, wow.
Good doggies. Good boy, Fish. Good boy, Chili. Good doggies.
Just make sure you don't stick your fingers through the chain link. Just put the apple through, and he'll take it from your...
Really? Wow. I can see I fed a bear. This is great. You think this is funny? Why are you upside down?
And just let go. There we go.
Wow. I fed Bubble Butt. All right. Now, what happened to Bubble Butt's shell there?
Bubble Butt was hit by a boat, and then a major part of its shell was missing, so it got filled in with fiberglass, and you can see has a weight on there as well. But that's why Bubble Butt is growing, but the back of his shell is not.
All right, here's another question. What's the most difficult shows that I do? I'm gonna sum this question up into 2 different categories. The first category of difficulty is what I call the ew show. Ew, yeah, like going to a water treatment plant. Well, like this.
And you can see that it's bringing the trash up here. What it's gonna do, we're gonna wash it.
Why are we gonna wash this, for a lack of better term? I'm not gonna say it, but why are we washing it? What is this? I'm afraid to touch anything here, man. Oh.
Well, the reason we want to wash it is not to clean it. We want to separate it. What we call the organics from the inorganics.
Are you okay?
I'm getting used to it. I'm
You're
okay.
getting used to it?
Yeah.
Oh, this is so bad. I mean, really, it's bad. You're just smiling, but it's bad. So behind us is probably what, the dirtiest thing on the planet?
Well, the dirtiest thing in this plant.
And this on the plants is the dirtiest thing on the planet I've ever seen in my life. It looks like, well, just give you a quick shot of what it looks like. I'll have you draw your own conclusion, but it's not. It's what? What is this?
Well, this is the solids that have all accumulated, all the solids and all the debris and all the impurities we've taken out of the wastewater stream so that water that you saw going over the weir is nice and clear. This is the concentrated stuff that's going to be transferred and dewatered and get the water out of it, because this is the waste. This is the end of the line for this.
It's not really windy today at all, but
No.
yeah, these, all of a sudden it just be
Pockets.
Oh my gosh, this pocket of gross. This is, I don't think I've ever smelled anything as bad in my life. It's bad.
Ew, right? You know how many water treatment plants I've been into now, and how many MRFs and sanitary landfills I've been to? Ew, those are difficult. Now, the other category of difficulty is what I call the category. All right, there's the ew and there's the and quite honestly, the category is summed up in one word: snakes.
Well, you're just going in, okay. Yeah, just going right in there, okay. Yeah, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Get a little closer look if you want.
Let's take a step outside here. Yeah, let you.
Green beans is about 107 pounds.
Oh my.
She's 13 feet.
Oh my gosh.
And as you can see, she didn't try to wrap me up. She didn't try to constrict me or anything like this.
Yeah.
This is, again, not a snake I would ever recommend for a pet owner or anything like this. These are advanced keepers only. Absolutely. But you feel the scalation on her is much smoother than some of the other snake species you see. On a green anaconda, the nostrils and the eyeballs sit much higher on top of the head. That's because they're highly aquatic. So as they're swimming through their native land and doing the things that they need to do, they can keep those eyeballs and nostrils on the top of the water so they can breathe and see a little bit easier. Now, even though you look at her and she's this just big, you know, very round, very heavy shape, in the water, these things are as graceful as you could ever imagine. I mean, they literally swim like fish. They are absolutely amazing at not only getting prey underneath the water, but swimming and living in that type of setting.
On the next episode of Curiosity Quest Goes Green, we're gonna be taking a look at a very, very unique animal rescue, one like you've never seen before, out here in Scottsdale, Arizona. Make sure you don't miss it. I'm getting nervous here.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of snakes at all. So what you saw was the bravest human being on this planet. Or the biggest chicken, however you want to summarize it. But anyways, you have the ew and the categories. Those are the toughest two categories of shows that I do. Whew. All right, moving on. Now, I get asked this question all the time. Is Curiosity Quest fun? I know it's a pretty generic question, but you'll be surprised at how many kids ask me this question. Is it fun? It's a blast. I love doing Curiosity Quest. Are you kidding me? Does it all go smooth? No. In fact, we run into what we call technical difficulty all the time. There's a ton of fun, but every now and then we run into that technical difficulty. Here's a sample of that.
Logistics, man. I mean, just pre-producing the show and getting it ready on, you know, for your locations and everything. There's always an element of surprise. Absolutely. And here's our surprise for today. Nature, yeah. So, like I said, we're an hour beyond when we were supposed to be out there starting. And we've only shot an intro so far.
By the way, Jacob, this was your idea. I just want to point this out. This is all your idea. Sugar cane harvesting, sugar harvesting. No, the road right here is all mudded out. And we all cleared it, even with the cars that we're in right now. But moving forward, they have these huge middle dips on the other side of our tires that we couldn't get through. There's no way we could get through. So we're gonna have to load everything in these trucks and truck us in. They say a mile for the first stop, and then I heard 40 for the next stop.
Hey, Brad, give me a thumbs up. Give me thumbs down.
Hey everyone, I'm Joel Greene and welcome to Curiosity Quest.
Cut. I'm getting pops again.
All right, so now you have it all cut out. And now what's the, I hate to do this, but let's move that way a little bit so that they can keep our shot in the shade, not in the sun. No problem. Something I've always been curious about is skateboarding. Growing up in California,
Take that back, there was an audio hit.
And when they get scared, they just flop over. And we don't really know if...
So,
this may prove the myth that goats eat everything.
wow, we just had a whole discussion about goats eat everything or don't eat. Hold on, let me get this goat off you, Brad, while we're trying to. While we were having this sit down about myths of goats and not eating everything, a goat literally just ate.
They didn't eat it, they chewed through it.
Excuse me. Chewed directly through our audio wire.
Because they were curious.
Because
Curiosity Quest.
Yeah.
It's not the goat's fault.
Nope.
So all of a sudden, Adam.
It's our fault. We're in their territory.
All of a sudden, Adam says,
"Wow,
we lost
really
the mic.
did."
We have batteries or something like that." And so look back at his, and sure enough, it's gone. All right, so many people want to know, what is my favorite thing about doing Curiosity Quest? Not my favorite episode, but my favorite thing about doing the show. Hands down, traveling. I love getting to explore different parts of our country. In fact, if you pull out a map, I've been to all four corners. Maine, Florida, Alaska, Hawaii, obviously California, and in between, North Carolina to Wisconsin to Texas. Oh my goodness, we've done a lot of traveling with the show. We get to see some beautiful landscapes, beautiful parts of the country. My other favorite thing is meeting so many different people. I mean, I feel blessed to meet so many brilliant minds who've come up with these wonderful businesses or are in these amazing jobs. Or all of you students, all of you kids and adults that I get to interview doing kids questions. In fact, here's a quick clip of all of the interviews I've done in the last 2 years. Boom. So as you can see, I've interviewed a lot of people, thousands of people over the years. I would have to say one of my other favorite things has nothing to do with actually doing the show. It has to do with the results of the show. You see, I've had the privilege of meeting so many people, adults and students that are making a difference in the world. And I get to share with others that I get to be in front of, speaking in front of, their stories of inspiration. I feel like I get to make a difference and help inspire students out there to help them realize that their dreams can come true as well. All right, moving on.
I get asked all the time, is Curiosity Quest fun? And it seems like an odd question, but people want to know, is it fun or do I feel like it's work? Is this work? You tell me. Whoa! 360 and a bulldozer! Yeah!
I'm good.
Hey, Skeeter's cooperating for me. Skeeter, give me a break!
You want me to give you a hand?
And then you can hit a motion, you know, nice, lovely. And then you're gonna put your hands back on his shoulders and step off the back.
Hey, get off me!
You're not scared?
She just said, I think we have job security with this guy in the room. Yeah, oh, look at that. Ah, look at that right there. Oh, wow. Wow. And how old are you?
7.
And do your parents let you do Kias at home?
No.
I know why. Let me show you. Ready? Go ahead, give us a good Ki. And again, her parents do not allow her to do that at home. Oh, he turned around. You see that?
Is that a good scoop?
That is a really big scoop. That's a cookie cake scoop.
That's, oh, wow. Oh,
No.
How about like this size right here? Does that work? Is that
It works for Joel. Whatever.
That's what I'm talking about.
These walls are 500 feet tall, and we're scaling. There's only one way for us, and that is up. Oh, yeah. I always get asked, is the show scripted or is it completely ad-libbed? And the answer is, there is no script on Curiosity Quest. It is completely ad-libbed. When I go into a location, I'm asking questions right off the top of my head, just like you would if you were to walk into a location. Now, there are 2 rehearsed parts of the show, and that is the intro and the close. And that's simply because I've been doing the same intro and close since the beginning of the show. But because I've been doing it for so long, I'm a pro, and I rarely ever mess those up. Well, Enrique, because of you, we're up in the rainy Northwest in the city. Oh my gosh! I want to thank Daniel, Nate, Russ, and everyone out here feeding. Oh my gosh. Now today our quest letter came to us from Sonoma, California. Dang it! William wrote, Dear Joel, I'm curious, what happens to all the light bulbs that we use at our house? And simply tell me what you're curious about. And it could be you that sends us on our next great adventure. Now remember, hey everyone, I'm Joel Greene and welcome to Curiosity Quest, the show that explores what you, the viewer, are curious about. Now today our quest letter came to, oh dang it, my bad, I messed that one up. I want to thank Greg, I want to thank Captain Scott. Did I say that right? I knew I did that right. All right, let me do that one more time. And I especially want to thank you.
Michael.
Dang it! Well, because of you guys, we've made our way out here to Fort Worth. Oh! Well, Enrique, because of you, we are up here in the rainy Northwest and the city of...
Just start over.
Their way. Woo-hoo! So let's begin today. Oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. I want to sincerely thank you guys for making Curiosity Quest what it is. 200 episodes, are you kidding me? Thank you fans so much for not only sending us all your quest letters, but for being at home and watching right now. Now, if you want to take part in the show, be a part of the show. Send me a quest letter. It's as simple as going online to curiosityquest.org, click on the Send Us on a Quest, and simply tell me what you're curious about. And who knows, it could be you that sends us on our next amazing adventure. Now remember, every great adventure for the last 200 episodes begins with just one person's curiosity. So as always, I wonder, what are you curious about? I'm Joel Greene, and I'll see you next time. 200 episodes. Woohoo! Hi. You're staring at me. All right, let's go. So I was just telling the family, there's a chance. I mean, I could potentially win an Oscar one day. You know, I mean, if I decided to act, I could potentially earn an Emmy. It's on my wish list, earn an Emmy. We have lots of tellies, but I will never, ever, ever win a Grammy. Because I understand in order to win a Grammy, you have to have some musical talent. Guess what I don't have? Musical talent. So, anyways, this is an actual Grammy.
Okay,